I know the heavy silence that has invaded your heart in recent nights. Where the world sees only your tired smile during the day, I contemplate the affliction of your soul when the bedroom door closes. Your spirit cried out for help amidst the pain. I prepared this encounter because I know that deep down your heart wonders if heaven has fallen silent for you. This is a message of reflection based and grounded in my word, in the principles and foundations of the Holy Bible, delivered for your spiritual strengthening and inner healing. Your voice has reached me. I am listening to your cry and your prayer in an extremely clear way. This divine message has come to meet you now, precisely to uproot the cruel doubt that tries to suffocate your faith. But do you know why the answer seems to take so long? There is a hidden mystery in the time of your waiting that, if understood by you today, will forever change the way you see your trials. Remember what is written in Psalm 40 verse 1. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. I am the same God who heard that lament in the past, and who now inclines from the high throne to collect the invisible tears you cry when no one else is around. Stay with me until the last breath of these words. I will reveal to you step by step what I am building in your silent desert. If this word of God is already touching you, comment below with your name, the country, state, and city you are watching from, and what time it is right now. Let the anguish from your heart out and write in the comments, Lord my God, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you. Subscribe your life to this purpose. Show your affection by liking this post, and activate the notification bell so that my comfort always reaches you in the difficult early mornings. Remain with me until the end, for I will give a clear and definitive answer to your soul. A sacred phrase will be whispered to the heart of whoever remains, and whoever writes this phrase in the comments will receive prophetic blessings released in faith. Weariness tried to convince you that you were forgotten in the storm, but there is a profound work happening at the roots of your life, something grand that your earthly eyes cannot yet contemplate, and that I am about to reveal to you. The emptiness you felt lately was not my absence. I know the tightness in your throat when words fail, and only the stifled groan of the soul remains. On nights when sleep eluded you and worry about tomorrow crushed your chest, you even believed the sky was made of bronze. Fear whispered in your ears that your prayers hit the ceiling and returned empty. But I was there, a breath away. Every tear shed in the darkness of your room was collected with love. I felt your deep pain as you tried to be a strong pillar for everyone around you, hiding your own weakness so as not to worry those you love. For it is written in Psalm 34 verse 18, The Lord is near to the broken-hearted and saves the crushed in spirit. When anguish gripped your heart in the silence of your home, while you were tidying things up, thinking about how you would resolve the struggles and debts that robbed you of your peace, I was by your side. My presence was the invisible strength that supported your legs and kept you from collapsing. If my comfort is warming your spirit at this moment, let your embrace feel like a hug of faith. Allow this message to heal other wounded lives, sharing it with someone who also cries in secret. Write your life here, so that I may continue speaking to you every day. Tell me in the depths of your silence, what is your heart pleading with me? Write in the comments our word of faith, declaring what your soul feels now. Welcome. The silence that frightened you was not abandonment. It was merely the necessary stillness for me to work in secret. What you considered a delay was, in fact, my care forging a shield around you. Because there is an answer that was dispatched from my throne even before you finished your saddest prayer, and it is already on its way in a way that will transform your entire story. Even before your voice faltered with pain and the warm tear hid in the pillow, my answer had already been planted in the soil of your destiny. Despair made you believe I was distant or even late. The world's clock screamed urgency, the demands and responsibilities of life weighed inhumanely on your shoulders, and you wondered, exhausted, how you would resolve the entanglements that had formed around you. But understand, my daughter, in the spiritual realm there is no delay. There is the perfect time for maturation and preparation. While you spent hours in the early morning feeling a knot in your throat, mentally picturing the size of your problems and trying to find a way out with your own strength, I was already moving hearts, aligning encounters, and breaking invisible chains that tried to paralyze your peace. The true miracle never begins in the leaves of the tree for everyone to see right away. It begins hidden, in the deep root beneath the dark and cold earth. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 24, "And it shall come to pass that before they call I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear." When you were merely sighing in the corner of the house, feeling your chest oppressed without the strength even to formulate a complete sentence of prayer, my providence was already traveling in your direction. The pain that has suffocated you in recent days is not your end. It is merely the painful process of the seed breaking the shell, so that something much greater may flourish. If this promise of profound care brings relief to your weary spirit, let your enjoyment serve as a seal of trust in my faithfulness. Spread my love, sharing this divine message with someone who also needs to breathe this breath of life and renewal. Inscribe your heart on this journey of light, so that my voice may be your constant refuge. Now tell me deep within your soul, what is the heaviest burden you would completely surrender into my hands today, knowing that I am already taking care of everything? Write in the comments our word of faith to seal this truth in your story today. Providence, I have already begun to act in the depths of your home and your life, but there is a precious act, a movement of faith and surrender of your heart that will open even wider the windows of heaven upon your journey. The desert you have walked through in recent weeks has drained your strength. I know well the weight of this weariness in your spirit. But even the driest and most barren land prepares for a time of flourishing, when an attitude of love is watered by the confidence of your daily prayers. In this sacred moment of covenant, in which my voice comforts your wounded heart and your soul thirsting for answers, I call you to an act of profound surrender to my care. If it is within your reach today, and only if it is genuinely possible and easy for you, transform your immense gratitude into a living seed of affection for this work. Considering my infinite love and the sacrifice of my beloved Son Jesus for you, support this purpose by using the link in the description of this video and also pinned in the comments. There is the sacred ground where your offering of love can be deposited and sanctified before me, the Creator of all things. Know that you can bless with any amount. Keep this in mind. Only that which rests peacefully in your heart. I receive it with profound and zealous love. The amount will never matter, for what has eternal value for me is the purity of the heart with which it is given. What seems little to your tired hands becomes a great breath for those sustained by this grace. And for every soul that sows with any amount, and with a true and contrite heart, I ask that you do not forget to record your name and city, along with this act of kindness. For at dawn on the first day of the coming month, in a unique and exclusive prayer gathering here at our Divine Love Refuge, the voice of God, your name will be pronounced and lifted to heaven in gratitude, for it is written in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 10. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed, and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. Every offering made in faith is a seed before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to bear fruit. I see in secret, and reward in full view of all. If this truth has nourished your soul now, seal your presence with your like, inscribe your life under my continuous care on this channel, and share this wellspring with those who also thirst for peace. What offering of love does your spirit place on my altar today? Write in the comments our sacred word, sowing. Stay until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. The storm that frightens you did not come to destroy you, and I will show you what I am building through the contrary winds. I know that the wind has blown too strongly lately, tearing from your heart certainties that you considered unshakable. Fear took over when you saw things slipping out of your control, situations that you tried to hold with your own hands, but that slipped through your fingers like fine sand. The feeling of powerlessness weighed heavily on your spirit, and the storm seemed merciless, taking away your stability, your joy, and even people you believed would walk with you to the end of the journey. But listen carefully to my voice. The contrary wind that frightened you did not come to knock you down. It was allowed by me to clear your path. For it is written in the book of the prophet Nahum, chapter 1, verse 3, "The Lord has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet." When the fury of daily struggles shook your house and threatened to steal the peace of your family, I was walking within that same storm, removing the invisible obstacles that would prevent you from achieving the victory I have prepared. What you bitterly wept over having lost was, in truth, a great deliverance of my love to protect your future. I needed to shake the structures so that only what is true, what is solid, and what comes from my hands would remain. If you feel that my love is calming the winds within your heart at this moment, leave your like as a sign of peace. Share this divine message with someone who is also facing a storm, so that my light may guide their steps in the darkness. Inscribe your life on this altar of love and trust in the direction I give you daily. Now tell me, in the silence of your soul, what loss do you now recognize as my care? Write in the comments our word of faith, declaring your restoration purified. The storm has cleared the terrain of your life, but I know that the intense winds have left deep marks and wounds in your heart. Therefore, a specific balm is being poured right now upon the most intimate wounds that time has failed to heal. The marks left on your soul have not gone unnoticed by my fatherly eyes. I know the exhausting weight of carrying old pains, wounds opened by harsh words, by family disappointments, or by the betrayal of those who should have protected and supported you. Time passed, the world went on its course, but in the secret of your heart, that pain continued to throb, making you feel rejected, devalued, and often invisible to those around you. You believed you needed to carry this bleeding scar forever, but I came to rescue your identity and remind you of who you truly are to me. For it is written in the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 17, "For I will restore health to you and heal your wounds, declares the Lord." The pain that accompanied you through the cold nights, when the silence of the house crushed your hopes, is being touched by my balm of love right now. I am healing the bitter memories that tried to steal your joy of living. Where there was rejection, I pour out my eternal acceptance. Where there was a breach of trust, I place my unwavering faithfulness that never fails and never abandons you. If my loving touch is bringing refreshment to your wounded heart at this moment, leave your like as a testimony of faith. Send this message of spiritual healing to another daughter who also needs to feel the pains of her past, healed by my love. Inscribe your soul in this sacred purpose of daily restoration. Let me ask you, in the intimacy we have now, what is the wound from the past that you accept me to heal definitively today? Write in the comments our word of faith to seal your inner miracle. Restored. I am restoring your strength from the inside out. But for this renewal to be complete and constant in all your days, I have prepared a path of even deeper intimacy for the two of us. A daily refuge where my voice will be your nourishment. I desire to be your constant nourishment, your safe companion when the early morning hours advance and sleep refuses to come. I know how challenging it is to keep the flame of hope burning when the exhausting routine and disappointments consume your little strength. Therefore, I don't just want to visit you in moments of acute pain. I long to dwell in your daily routine and whisper direction in your ears even before your worries awaken. For it is written in the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. The Lord's mercies are the reason we are not consumed, for his mercies never end. They are new every morning. If your heart yearns to delve even deeper into my presence, I have left you a gift in the form of a spiritual journey, which I wrote with immense love, zeal, and affection for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book called Divine Love, Devotional, The Voice of God. It was tenderly prepared to accompany you day after day, guiding your steps in silence and profound intimacy. Access to this refuge rests peacefully in the link found in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. However, if today this step is not possible for you, do not condemn yourself in any way. Just remain with me here, for I will also support you and embrace you strongly with this same message, and so that your heart may rest in perfect peace and not be confused in the process. Soon after you register, the sacred access will arrive directly in the email you registered, bringing with it all the correct instructions, step by step, for you to begin this new journey with me. Take a deep breath now, my beloved. Surrender this invisible weariness and trust fully in my care. If this invitation of love and protection has embraced your soul, let your like be a sign of our communion. Share this journey with another life that also yearns for divine companionship on lonely nights. Inscribe your heart on my altar so that we may continue walking together every day. Tell me, in the depths of your spirit, what is the exact moment of your day when your chest tightens and you most need my presence? Write in the comments our sacred word of faith to strengthen this eternal bond. Companionship. Keep your spiritual eyes wide open and your spirit attentive to my voice, for the night of weeping is finally coming to an end, and I am already ordering the stage to be set for your new dawn. The darkness of your night has lasted too long. I accompanied every moment when affliction stole your rest, when the weight of responsibilities made your mind work without stopping, even when your body begged for absolute rest. The constant feeling that your gigantic effort was not enough haunted you like an oppressive shadow. But I come to tell you today, with the authority of my love, that the clock of heaven has already decreed the end of this long dawn in your story. For it is written in Psalm 30, verse 5, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." That deep anguish that has suffocated you in recent months, that sudden urge to close your eyes and give up on everything when problems seemed insurmountable mountains, all of that was merely the dark and lonely night of your soul. Now, I am aligning the first rays of your new dawn. The precise answers you so desperately sought in tears are being arranged to descend upon your life with divine precision. Your role at this very moment is no longer to fight against exhausting circumstances, but rather to position your spirit in unwavering faith to receive the abundant grace that is about to overflow. If the crystal-clear promise of this new day brings immediate relief to your weary heart, let your enjoyment be a silent confession of hope. Inscribe your life definitively in this spiritual refuge, so that my light may awaken you every morning with a new direction. Spread this true light, sharing the divine message with someone who is also trapped in the darkness of their own worries. Tell me, in the inviolable secret of your heart, what do you most long to see illuminated by the first rays of this new morning that I have prepared for you? Write in the comments our sacred word of faith to seal the beginning of your new time. Dawn. The glorious light is already breaking through the darkness around you. But so that you may walk freely and lightly under this new sun, you must release the shackles of a very heavy burden that still hurts your back. The weight you have been carrying on your back was never meant to be borne by you. I intimately know the cruel anxiety that chills your stomach when you try to predict tomorrow, the silent despair of trying to fix the lives of the people you love, and the profound exhaustion of trying to maintain absolute control over every detail that surrounds you. Your spirit is bent under this overwhelming responsibility, and your mind doesn't switch off for a second, creating frightening scenarios about things that haven't even happened yet. But I call you at this moment to a sacred transfer of burdens. Let me be God in your story. For it is written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." When excessive worry has transformed your journey into a heavy anchor, robbing you of your joy of living and your sleep, I have opened my eternal arms to gather this burden that almost broke your spirit. Surrendering control to me is not an act of weakness, my daughter. It is the purest and highest level of faith. It is accepting that my supernatural peace can and will govern and calm where your human understanding can no longer find a way out. Your tomorrow is not a threat. It is already carefully designed in the palms of my hands. If you accept to release this invisible burden right now to receive my relief, seal this divine surrender by letting your soul enjoy it. Inscribe your soul under my constant protection in this refuge, ensuring that my refreshment reaches you whenever weariness tries to return. Share this embrace from heaven with someone you know who is also carrying too heavy a burden on their shoulders. Tell me, deep in your exhaustion, what is the exact worry you need to lift from your shoulders and place on mine right now to be able to breathe peacefully again? Write in the comments our sacred word of faith to solidify this spiritual transfer. Lightness. Now silence all the voices and anxieties of the world and draw your heart deeply and definitively closer to mine. Because that answer promised at the beginning of our encounter, the key that will change your story, is about to be whispered directly into your spirit. The painful journey you have endured to this point was not a punishment, but a sacred furnace where your spirit was molded and prepared for the greatness of what is to come. The silence that seemed like abandonment, the storm that tried to sweep away your hope, and the dawns when exhaustion crushed your soul now bow before the authority of my love for you. Not a single tear you shed alone was wasted, and not a single prayer made with a choked voice was lost to the wind. I gathered every piece of your wounded heart, and now I return to you a healed, strong, and unshakable identity. Remember that, at the very beginning of this intimate encounter, I promised to give you a spiritual key, a divine answer that would seal your new dawn. The exact moment has arrived to receive this profound revelation in your spirit. Silence your earthly fears and listen to the whisper of your Creator invading your life to decree your victory. From today onward, in the face of any obstacle or sadness, you will declare and live the celestial truth that says, I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. As a living act of faith, absolute surrender, and response to heaven that has just changed your destiny, write this exact phrase in the comments. Record your mark of liberation so that all the pain of your past understands who has taken definitive control of your future. My care for you does not end at this moment. I have even deeper revelations, deliverances that I want to show you, and sacred directions for your coming days. Remain with me in this covenant. Let your soul breathe in peace, and go listen to the other messages that I have reserved especially for your heart in the playlist of this channel. There, my voice will continue to be the constant and protective compass of your home. The supernatural peace that you have sought so much establishes today and forever under your roof. Rest in me, because I have already won all your battles.